Has Damian Lillard requested a trade out of Portland? That's coming up on NBA Now. But first, make sure you subscribe to Chat Sports. Let this be your NBA offseason hub. We're bringing you the latest NBA free agency news and rumors. We'll be covering the NBA draft live. So either hit that red subscribe button down below or go to youtube.com/chatsportstv. You're watching NBA Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Sr. We're breaking down the latest on Damian Lillard. Is he going to be out of Portland in the coming days? Has he requested a trade? Let's get to the latest. So this report coming out early on Friday, according to True Hoop, Damian Lillard expected to request a trade in, quote, the days to come. That report comes from a source close to Damian Lillard. So now you're looking at one of the best scorers in the NBA, a guy who a lot of teams across the NBA are very interested in, and the pursuit for Dame is on for one of the best bucket getters in the NBA. On top of that report from True Hoop, this coming down from Barry Bonds. He is verified, covers the NBA according to his Twitter profile. He had this to say: Damian Lillard has officially requested a trade from the Portland Trail Blazers. The Knicks, Lakers, Heat, and Warriors, all teams that Dame is expected to be interested in. And coming up, we'll break down these Damian Lillard trade destinations. First, a quick look at the player. My gosh, this guy is a cold-blooded killer. He'll stab you in the heart at the end of playoff games. The playoff success as a team hasn't been there for the Blazers. You know, the last several years, they failed to get out of the first round. They had that Western Conference Finals trip in 2018, but that's the furthest the Blazers have made it in the playoffs since Dame was drafted out of Weber State in 2012. Almost 29 points per game, very good creator as well. This guy at the end of games is a go-to scoring option who's one of the most elite in his craft. He's got everything in his offensive pocket, and he's a cold-blooded assassin. His contract for the next several years, for teams interested in him, they're going to have to absorb a large salary. This is the base salary over the next few years. This upcoming season, $39+ million. It goes up to 42. 2023, 2024, up to 45.5, and that salary continues to blossom before Dame is a free agent in a few years. So as for the teams that are going to be interested in Dame, we have a list coming up. There's going to be several, but first, predict his future for us here on NBA Now. We're a very interactive YouTube channel. We like you to come up with your own hot takes. Where will Damian Lillard play next season? Get those predictions in the comment section. Let's start off our destinations with the New York Knicks. According to reports, the Knicks are on the list of teams that Dame said he'd like to play for. The Knicks also have a lot of assets in terms of draft capital as well as player assets. As far as the draft, 5 first-round picks through 2025. And Damian Lillard has said in the past, his favorite place to play, the Mecca, MSG, in New York City, one of the best venues in professional sports. The Knicks' top guards right now. Some of these guys might get traded in a deal for Dame, but R.J. Barrett, he's a blossoming superstar. Derrick Rose was a great comeback story last year. He's going to be a free agent. Alec Burks could walk as well, like what Emmanuel Quickley did in his rookie year. Elfrid Payton, not sure he's the option, but he's an option right now for the Knicks. One of our trade ideas for Dame. New York Knicks simply get Damian Lillard. He goes to New York City. The Trailblazers, on the other hand, get back R.J. Barrett, Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson, and 3 first-round picks, 21 and 23 via Dallas, and a 2022 first-round pick. Knicks fans, what do you say? Would you make this trade? Get into the comment section. Let your votes be known. Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Speaking of the Knicks, we launched a Knicks channel, and we launched a Philadelphia 76ers channel. Subscribe right now because the race to 100 subscribers is on. More subscribers, more videos for those respective teams. Go to chatsports.com/KnicksTV to subscribe to our Knicks channel. Go to chatsports.com/76erstv to subscribe to our Sixers channel. How about the Golden State Warriors? Warriors, according to Anthony Slater of The Athletic, have had, quote, internal discussions about trading for Dame time. They got to capitalize on Steph Curry's prime right now because last year won the NBA scoring title, and he still has MVP caliber play in him, although he is 33 years old. That's why you got to capitalize on this win now mode. As for their assets, hey, strong draft assets this upcoming season in 7 and 14 in what is expected to be a very deep NBA draft class. So here's the trade idea we put together for the Golden State Warriors and the Portland Trail Blazers. Dubs, get Dame. Trailblazers, get Andrew Wiggins as a salary matcher, James Wiseman, the number 2 pick from last year, as well as those 2 lottery picks in this year's draft class. Can you imagine what the Warriors lineup would look like with Damian Lillard? Look, at the end of the day, I know it'd be a handful for Steve Kerr, but they absorbed and brought in Kevin Durant. That means you can still get Damian Lillard enough touches. Of course, everybody's going to have to make sacrifices, but this lineup, absolutely lethal. Steph Curry, Dame, Klay Thompson, Kevon Looney starting after he re-upped and opted in this offseason, as well as Draymond Green, who can still be an elite defender and not have to do much offensively. How about this trade idea? Warriors, they get Dame time as he returns home to the Bay Area, which is where he's from. Also, Blazers get Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, and those 2 lotto picks at number 7 and 14. I think it's a pretty solid deal. What do you think? Would you make it? Type T for trade, type P for pass. Get those votes in down below. Could Damian Lillard be headed to the city of brotherly love and team up with Joel Embiid? Let's look into that on these Damian Lillard trade destinations. Sixers, they're taking calls on Ben Simmons, according to Shams. He had that report earlier this week. Daryl Morey possibly open to trading the former number 1 pick in the 2016 NBA draft. Why is Simmons on the market right now? Look, the Sixers tried long and hard to team him up with Joel Embiid, but the playoff pairing just hasn't worked out, and his dismal playoff performance kind of set the stage to open up the trade gates. Dame and Embiid, that'd be a really elite 1-2 combo. And for the Blazers, obviously, if they're going to give up Dame, who's a future Hall of Famer and just a fantastic scorer, one of the best that the league has ever seen, they have to get good assets back, Ben Simmons can be a part of that trade package going from Philly to Portland to kind of absorb the hit of letting go of Dame if you are the Trailblazers. Here's this trade idea. Sixers, get back Dame as he teams up with Joel Embiid. Trailblazers, get Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey, and Matisse Thybulle, who's playing really well for Australia in the Olympic qualifying rounds right now. Who wins this trade? I think it's pretty evenly matched. Both sides get what they want. PHI for the Sixers, POR for the Portland Trailblazers. Get those votes in. Dame going to Los Angeles? Hey, he was with LeBron James on the sideline of a Sparks WNBA game a couple weeks ago, and that kind of caused a lot of rumors to surface about, hey, maybe King James is going to team up with Dame. We will see. Lakers, the reason why they're on this list of Dame trade destinations, they're always in the market for an elite player. They're a very aggressive franchise. LeBron is 36 years old. Los Angeles has to win right now, and Dame and LeBron hanging out, baby. So that's why we're talking about it. This trade idea, it's very simple. And for the Anthony Davis truthers out there, for those who defend him, he's a generational player. But let's be realistic. If you're the Lakers and you want Damian Lillard, you're not going to get him back for Kyle Kuzma, KCP, and Talen Horton-Tucker. We got to be realistic. And the only realistic way to get it done in terms of player-for-player power as well as salary matches, Dame for Anthony Davis. 2 players side by side, 2 of the best at their respective positions, especially in this generation. They have no problem scoring the rock. Dame's going to give you a little bit more points. Anthony Davis is going to give you much more off the glass and defensively, mixing it up down low and stretching the floor in the outside. Who do you think the better player is between AD and Damian Lillard? Don't let your votes be caught on the DL, but if you think Dame is the better player, type DL. If you think it's AD, simply type AD. Last Dame trade destination, the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum emerging as a franchise cornerstone player. Like the Lakers, the Celtics, with those 17 championships, like LA, always in the market for a premium asset and elite player. Jason Tatum, he's on the cusp of being a top 10 player. And if this means that you have to possibly give up a player like Jaylen Brown, where the fit has kind of been clunky, To get back Damian Lillard, you have to think long and hard about that if you're Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens, first offseason as an NBA general manager and president of basketball operations, it's already been busy. He switched up jobs. He traded Kemba away for Al Horford, brought in Ime Udoka. Could the next move possibly be involving Jaylen Brown in a trade for Damian Lillard? We'll see, and only time will tell. You know, we'll break it down and cover it for you here on Chat Sports. This last trade idea for you. Celtics get Damian Lillard and Robert Covington. Covington thrown in that deal as a 3-and-D guy who also has a large salary to make these match. Blazers get back Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart as he enters the final year of his contract, and Peyton Pritchard. Would you make this deal? Let me know. Celtics, Blazers, getting some equal value, but also it's tough if you're Boston to part ways with Jaylen Brown because certainly his development has been insane. He's one of the best two-way players across the league and has a special relationship in Boston. Where will Dame play next year? That's our final question for you before we get out of here. Get those predictions in down below.